women and it's
Yeah.
the food. So
So it's
that's
the
what it
women
is.
and the food.
It's the women and the food. If it wasn't for that, I would not be in Uganda. Like, I can tell you that right now. I think for Americans, the only place we think maybe is unsafe in Africa, and people who know about it, is South Africa. We think maybe that place is quite sketchy. What people may think about Uganda is like disease. Maybe there's going to be Ebola.
Exactly.
Maybe
yeah.
there's going to be AIDS.
Yeah.
Maybe there's going to be malaria.
Yeah.
We may think that if you're like maybe uninformed. I've heard like once you start a business in Uganda, people start witchcrafting you to make your business go down. Even when dating.
Okay.
Very careful.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking. In case you're new, you're most welcome. And if you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. As you guys can see on my right, I have a guest on this channel today. And I think some of you are kind of familiar with this face. But for the new people who have just subscribed like right now, the people who are just joining in right now, I think he's going to be introducing himself before we dive into the topic of the day. Maybe you can introduce yourself to people who don't know you.
Okay, so what's going on, guys? It's me, No Limit Eddie. I guess a little bit about me. I'm 25 years old, from America, and I've been traveling around the world the last 4 years straight.
Yeah.
And I just document that on my channel. So,
Yeah, so today I have No Limit Eddie. Is that
Right.
your real name? It's
sure.
just like a YouTube name,
Uh-huh.
but what's your real name?
Eddie is my real name, but the No Limit is just an addition.
So
to
why
that.
did you use No Limit? You don't have, I don't understand.
It's like a whole American thing. It's like a music label, Master P, all kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a positive affirmation, you know?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So you've said like you came from America.
Yes.
How was life in America before visiting Africa?
So I grew up in LA. That's where I was born and raised.
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Growing up, LA was calm. It was
Okay.
nice. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
where Hollywood is. It's
Yeah.
where all the music people are. You see
Yeah.
celebrities. It's fancy cars. That's where Beverly Hills is. So America,
nice.
yeah, America's a very nice place. When I was younger, as time kind of went on, America kind of took a turn, I guess,
Okay.
to the downward side. A lot of homelessness, a
Yeah.
lot of drug use, a lot of just degeneracy. So I decided to seek life, a greener pasture in a different place. So I came over to Africa.
What was your first African country?
So it was still in East Africa.
Okay.
It was Tanzania. That was my first country ever outside of the U.S.
Okay.
And of course the first in Africa as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
How was it for you when you entered? Because I feel like for the people who are just was
Yeah.
it you relocating officially, or it was just like a visit to
No,
Tanzania?
so once I left America, I left America. So
Ooh.
yes, in the last 4.5 years, I've only been back for 6 days.
Okay.
So I've really been in Africa or around this part of the world the whole time.
Okay.
So Tanzania was quite different. It's maybe the least developed country that I've ever been to. Uganda's more developed. South Africa's way more developed. So it was a little bit of a shock, you can say, compared to LA, where there's skyscrapers
I
and
know, right?
roads and yeah.
Okay.
So it was very different, you know.
Yeah.
I would say I've never been to a place where once it's raining, the mud is everywhere. You can't even barely walk.
I think I watched one of your videos when you're trying to compare. You guys look at the mud, when you came here in Uganda.
Even in Uganda.
Yeah,
even in
I saw
Uganda.
that video.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, okay, wait a minute. So in America, you guys don't have mud.
No,
There's literally no mud there.
In LA, you cannot find a road that's not paved, right? Of course, we have the country parts where it's going to be more. You guys have the village. We
Yeah.
have the country. What we
Yeah,
call it.
yeah.
There's probably roads that are unpaved there, but in the city, everything is paved. So it was quite different.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was a different. All in all, it was a different.
All in all, very different. Oh, the transportation, the bajajis. I'm in 3-wheel vehicles driving around.
Yeah.
The motorcycles are very common,
Yeah.
so everything is different. They drive on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah.
yeah. So a lot
You
of
guys
difference.
drive on the right?
We drive on the right.
For us, we drive on the left.
On the
in
left.
Africa.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think in Rwanda, it's different. They use the right.
Yeah, Egypt
If
is
I'm
the
not
same
wrong,
as
yeah.
the States, and
Yeah.
South Africa was opposite too.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
opposite as well.
So it was kind of hard for you to adjust, but
No, it
finally-
wasn't. It wasn't hard to adjust, but it was just very different.
Okay.
Yes, it was very different.
So for those people who don't know Eddie or No Limits Eddie, actually he's a Black American.
Yes.
Actually, there is something that we had, like, I don't know, at first we used to not call you guys Black Americans. We used to call you like African Americans.
Yes.
I don't know, does that really make sense? Because I feel like you guys are black, like we almost have like the same skin,
right?
But you have this American thing. Why do you talk about that? Like,
yes, okay.
Are we different? I don't know.
So as far as the terminology, I think African American was the predominant term for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, for some reason people started to have a beef with it, and they said we don't call us African American, call us Black Americans. Some people are now saying don't call us Black anything, just call us Americans. Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like we are all black. Like you guys, we literally have the same skin.
Right.
But let me tell you, like whenever we see a Black American visiting, we are all excited. I don't know. We're excited. We're like, you guys be like, you're Americans, like you're white, but you're in a black skin.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we always have that feel. But according to me, I don't feel like we are that different.
Correct.
Because I feel like you guys came from Africa. And then I don't know, but I feel like there's something there that really happened for you guys to go in America. Guys, drop a comment and let us know in the comment section. Anyways, let's dive into today's topic. Guys, today we are gonna be interviewing No Limit Eddie, and the topic goes Black Americans relocating to Uganda or to Africa, but specifically we're going to talk about Uganda since he's in Uganda.
Yes.
By the way, how long have you stayed in Uganda?
So this is my third time in Uganda.
Yeah.
The first time was 2 months. The second time was 1 month, and then here I've been here like 4 months. So add it up, guys. I don't know. Sometimes 6 months maybe, something around there.
And you're loving it here?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm going to be asking him why Black Americans are relocating to Uganda or to Africa, and is it really freedom? Should someone visit? Like, why are you guys relocating in Africa, like Uganda?
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody has their own reasons as to why they want to move to a particular country or out of America.
Yeah.
For me, it was quality of life. I feel like improves over on this side.
Yeah.
And then I would also say just being tired of America as well, right?
Okay.
So for me, I feel like quality of life has improved. The food is better here.
Nice.
The people are generally more friendly here than they are in the States.
Yeah.
And then I would say, of course, cost of living kind of plays some.
Oh, the cost of living, exactly.
Yeah. Uganda's expensive.
Uganda is expensive?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, Uganda is
You guys.
expensive.
Are you kidding me?
I'm so serious.
Okay.
People don't realize it. But it's like some things are significantly cheaper.
Okay.
But some things are significantly more expensive.
Okay.
And then if you want to live, I'm used to a certain quality of life.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't necessarily live too local. If I could live too local, I can spend less. But me, I cannot live too local.
Because you're used to the other standard of the American standard and all that. Yeah.
So it's like in Uganda, every day $100. Every day $100. In Egypt, $100 would last me 3 months. It is crazy. So when I want to get transport, I'm gonna spend $10, $15 on transport, right?
Yeah.
But if I live close to the city, I could reduce that. I'm gonna move close to the city.
Okay.
I think they say Monyoyo is where I should move.
Oh, Munyonyo?
Yeah, that's where everybody's saying I should move to.
Yeah, Munyonyo, yeah.
Yeah, because now I'm in Shiraz, so Shiraz far. It's like
But
40
Munyonyo
minutes.
is near the city, actually.
Yeah.
Very near the city.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think I should move more near. Somewhere around this area. And then we're talking about what? How it's expensive, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like, man, I am burning through money in Uganda, like so fast. But it's still, of course, less expensive than America.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's more
of course,
expensive.
when you compare Uganda to America, it's less expensive.
Exactly.
Because of our currency.
Because of the currency.
Yeah.
But for me, because I've been living in Africa for so long, I don't really even know American prices as much anymore. So I compare even Uganda to other African countries.
Okay.
It's more expensive than Egypt by far. It's more
because
expensive.
you stayed in Egypt for how long?
Like 3.5 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's more expensive than South Africa. But the problem is, like, I'm spending more here, but I'm getting a lower quality of life. So in South Africa, I spend less, but I live better. So yes, that's the problem with Uganda. You know. So shout out to South Africa. I love that place.
Yeah.
Then you got, I would say it's better than Tanzania as far as cost of living.
Uganda?
That's what I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would say for myself.
So Tanzania is kind of expensive, right? Compared
in
to
a way.
Uganda. Exactly.
In a way.
Because I've also been to Tanzania, and actually of recent I made a video when I was comparing Tanzania with some other country.
Right.
But I felt like Tanzania was more expensive. Me too. When I
Yeah.
went there, it was more expensive.
It's more expensive.
Exactly.
And what causes it to be more expensive too is the people are not honest. So people are trying to scam you all the time in Tanzania.
Once they know you don't speak their language,
Swahili, yes.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
Ugandans are very honest.
Yeah.
So if I go to a place and it's 1,000 shillings, I'm paying 1,000, even
Yeah.
if I'm an American. They know
Yeah.
I'm not from Uganda.
Yeah.
So that's also what makes Tanzania a lot more expensive is the dishonesty.
Yeah.
As well. But yeah, what's the next part of the question? That we're
Okay.
asking?
So, do you think someone should
Uh-huh.
come to Uganda? Do you think someone should visit?
Okay, so it depends on what you're looking for, I would say. So if you're looking for nice people, yes. If you're looking to be in a country where there's other black people and things like that, of course.
Yeah.
If you are looking for development, no. There's a lot of other places you can go where it'll be, because some Americans, they're like
Yeah.
afraid of this kind of a lifestyle.
Oh.
Yes, to where they want things, they want to be out of America, but still in America. You know?
Oh,
So if
okay.
that's you, if you need like, because like here the power is going to go out.
Exactly.
Here the water may cut out.
It's so common here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So some Americans cannot deal with that. Like my sister, right now she's in Abu Dhabi. She does not want to come to Uganda, right?
Okay.
For those type of reasons. So
Okay.
if you want good development, maybe you go to South Africa, maybe you go to a place like Kenya, I think
Yeah.
maybe more developed.
Yeah, Kenya is way more developed compared
Yes,
to Uganda.
exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe you go to Egypt for a nice, fun experience. Yeah, come to Uganda for sure.
So the next question is, do you think our two cultures blend?
Yeah, so I would say I feel very comfortable with Ugandans. This time around, I've hung out with a lot of different people from Uganda,
Okay.
and there's no like difference in energy. The energy is the same. Like they're comfortable with me, I'm comfortable with them. It's cool. So I've dated a lot of Ugandans as well. I feel like there's not too big of a gap between cultures as long as they're like a more educated Ugandan. I've dated multiple Ugandans and then people who are like born in Uganda, but they're not like a Rwandan, but who's here, or like a Congolese who's here.
So is there a secret between Ugandan women? What is your secret?
The difference between Ugandan women and
Yeah.
other women
Yeah.
is the culture.
Okay.
That's the biggest difference.
Yeah.
You guys are raised in a different way. You
Yeah,
guys
we are
act
too much
differently.
into culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I like Ugandan women. But everything else is the same. Like everything else is the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think the two cultures can blend well,
I do
right?
think so. Yeah.
Okay. Why do you think Uganda is one of the best countries for Black Americans?
Okay. Got you. Yeah. So I would say the honesty is a big thing. So not every country you go to, especially in Sub-Saharan, is
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
When they hear maybe an accent that's similar to mine, a lot of times they can just see dollar signs, money. And so they may want to charge you more money. They may want to, women may try to attach themselves to you because they think, oh, I can have a baby with this person. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on in
Okay.
Africa.
Yeah.
And so you have to be mindful of that. But in Uganda, most people are honest. I would say number two,
Yeah.
people are friendly. They're very easy to talk to here. Uganda's not the most social country. I think that's South Africa. But in general, if I go up to somebody in Uganda and talk to them, they're not going to be like weird about it.
Exactly. We are
Yeah.
friendly. We are known for being hospitable, actually.
Very hospitable.
Yeah.
Very hospitable. Like, they'll help you out if you need help. Overall, like Uganda's solid. The food is very nice, I would say. The weather is decent. It's not too hot. It's not
Perfect,
too
like
cold.
now.
Yes, it
The
does rain
sun
a
is
lot.
there, but it's not too hot.
Yes, it's not
Yeah.
going to burn you. It's not going to burn you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then there's diversity. You can do a lot of stuff in Uganda.
Okay.
So,
Another question is, what makes Black Americans unique? What is so unique
Yeah.
about Black Americans?
okay, so I would say what makes us unique is we just have an energy about us that's quite different. I feel like Black Americans control the culture worldwide. Everybody wants to be like a Black American. Wherever you go. If you go to Turkey, they want to dress like us. They want to be rappers like us. They want to play basketball. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Like, we kind of, from sports to music
I
to
know,
acting,
right?
we
I
kind
know.
of
The
portray
afro,
the image.
just like your hair.
Yes, we
The
kind of
afro
portray an
and-
image that
yeah.
people want to model after.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it is that way, but for some reason people want to be similar to Black Americans in that
Yeah.
regard.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other culture that's so dominant as Black American culture. Second, I think what makes us unique is our accents.
Exactly.
Because,
Yeah.
we speak English,
Yeah.
but we speak it in a way that's different. Even a white American will speak different than a Black American.
That's true.
We
Yeah.
have our own, I guess, slang, our own
Exactly.
words that we use. Yes, and so that translates as well.
Yeah.
I think dressing even, like most people look at Black Americans to figure out how they want to dress as well.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, that's what it is. Culture.
Okay. So hope you guys are getting the answers.
Yeah,
and hope you guys have smashed that like button.
Definitely like the video,
Why
guys.
not?
Drop a comment. You know. Yeah.
Okay. So another question is, what do Black Americans love about Ugandans?
Okay.
And Uganda as a country?
Yes. What do we love about Uganda? I would say from the Black American men that I know, we love the women, of course. We love the Ugandan women. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the Ugandan ladies watching.
Yay.
We also love the food.
Yeah.
And the food is quite nice.
Yeah.
It's different than other countries.
Very
Yes.
organic.
Yeah, very
I
organic.
feel like most of our foods, like whenever we like, even though you go to the market, like Nakasero Market, you've been to Nakasero
I've been,
Market,
yeah.
like everything there is fresh.
Everything is fresh,
Very
locally
fresh,
grown.
yeah. Straight from the garden to the market.
Right,
That's
right.
it.
And you guys can cook with basically anything. You can get some random ingredients, bring it to a woman, and she's gonna make you a good meal with it.
Nice.
So yeah, shout out to the food.
Okay.
What else do we like about? Oh, the freedom. I think the freedom here is big.
Okay.
You know, nobody's really harassing you in Uganda.
Exactly.
You just live your life. They live their life, and
Yeah.
it's not a big thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yes, you can go most places. They're going to be accommodating. They're not like, you know, Karens, as we call them in the States, like, no, you gotta do it like this, you gotta do it like that. I went through immigration the other day
Yeah.
to extend my visa. No hassle, they're not
By the way,
questioning
how
me.
is it like whenever you do your immigrations and all that, like extending your visa?
So
is
this
it
is my
hard
first
for
time.
you or?
No, so this is my first time doing
Okay.
it, and it was
Yeah.
quite simple.
Okay.
Quite simple.
Yeah.
It was a little bit complicated only because I lack knowledge. Because there's not very many videos teaching you how to extend your visa, this.
Exactly, yeah.
So I'm having to ask this person and that person and go
Yeah.
to this building, call these people.
Yeah.
And now that I got the process, it's quite smooth. Some countries you go to, they kind of make you nervous to go to immigration because they're like, oh no, I'm about to get questioned. They're about to like, why are you here in my country?
I
What are you
know,
doing?
right?
How do you make money?
I know, right?
So yeah,
Yeah.
Uganda was very chill.
Yeah.
And, overall calm. So shout out to Uganda overall.
Okay. So you love Uganda. I can tell actually you love
I
Uganda.
do love Uganda for sure.
So you all need to come and visit Uganda. Seriously,
Mm-hmm.
you're hearing it from a Black American himself.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a visit, guys.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a visit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another question is it the cost of living that makes you guys relocate to Uganda? Is it the cost of living and?
Yeah, so I think, I don't know if there's a big community of African Americans moving to Uganda. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like there are not so many.
Yeah.
I think those ones that are really relocated that I always see are maybe the pastors, those ones that come
Really?
to preach. Yeah,
Yeah.
I sometimes see them when they're Black Americans.
Okay,
And they
okay.
love Uganda. They love
Really?
actually, like those people who are coming to do charity. Those are the ones that I always see. But there are
Okay.
not so many. Because
Yeah.
actually right now, most of them are relocating to Kenya. Kenyans, hey, they are like this.
Yeah.
Very many.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
most of them are relocating to Kenya,
I agree.
but they know about Kenya and they know about Uganda. Okay, whenever
Yeah.
they visit Kenya, they also want to try out Uganda and be
Uh-huh.
like, how is Uganda and Kenya?
Yeah, I definitely think
Yeah.
if you know about Kenya, you know about Rwanda and Uganda, because you
And
guys have
Tanzania,
that
exactly.
East African tourist thing. So
Yeah.
you can get one visa but go through all three of those countries.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah. But I would say what's causing the few African Americans to move here, it's not cost of living.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's kind of expensive to live in Uganda. In a way.
In a way, yeah.
Yes, in a way. I think Kenya will be even cheaper for a better
You
quality of
kidding
life.
me?
I think
Okay,
so.
for a better quality life.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like you're saying that Uganda is expensive because of where you're staying.
Yeah. So I think for me, my cost of living can be reduced if I
Yeah.
move closer to the city.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is like on transport. Spend a lot of money on transport going from this side all the way to that side, going
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah.
But even let's just say like power. I'll probably spend $50,000 a month on power. But let's say in Egypt, what would be the equivalent? I would spend maybe like, what's $5? Like $15,000. You see? So it's a big difference in even the small things like electricity,
Yeah.
water,
How is that
transport.
transportation? Yeah.
It's not ideal here, just because of the roads, I would say. But again, if I live close to the city, that would be a little bit different because I think the
Okay.
roads are a little bit better here.
Yeah.
It's less dusty, all kind of stuff like that.
Yeah. Accommodation?
Okay, so accommodation. So I paid $700K for my place. $190, what that equates to.
Yeah.
Good area, solid area. It has like adore people or whatever. It's a solid spot. But the quality of it is good. However, it's just like, if I was to spend a lot of money in Uganda to get a nice place, it's still not as nice as a place you can get in another country for way less. You get what I'm saying? So that's the problem with Uganda. It's like, you're going to spend a lot for a lower quality of life, you know? But what makes up for it, like I said, it's the women and it's the food.
So it's the women and the food.
It's the women and the food. If it wasn't for that, I would not be in Uganda. Like, I can tell you that right now. I would be somewhere else, probably in South Africa or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the Ugandan women for keeping this man here.
Yeah, for bringing it to Uganda, you know, for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Gotta be honest.
Really funny.
How
is the network for you? How is the internet in
So,
Uganda?
That's a good thing. So I got something called a canal box at my place.
Okay.
And it's maybe 110,000 for a month, but it's unlimited data. So 110 might be like $28. Is that around there?
Yeah.
Yeah, like around $28 for unlimited internet. Solid. Doesn't really go out unless the power goes out.
Yeah.
But the service is very good.
What is that one special thing that you love about Uganda? You've said like a lot of things that you love about Uganda, but
Yes.
what is that one special thing about Uganda?
The most special thing about Uganda, I'd say the peace. Uganda's a very peaceful place, like very peaceful. The moment I land in Uganda, I get to Entebbe, it's like, okay, like I'm at my second home, you know? So I think Uganda's a very peaceful place in general.
Before coming to Uganda,
Yes.
did you have any misconceptions?
Now, when I was in America, okay, thinking about moving to Africa,
Okay.
one of the countries on that list was Uganda. Yes, it was Uganda. So I was kind of doing a little bit of research about it, but then I was like, you know what, let me go with TZ. Just because Magufuli was president, he made everything free. There was no mask, no none of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I went with TZ. Now, based on my experience in Tanzania, dealing with the scammers, dealing with people who were like overcharging me and things like that, once I left Sub-Saharan Africa, I thought every place was like Tanzania. So I, for years, refused to come back to Sub-Saharan Africa. Yes, and eventually I came back to Uganda, but I thought it was going to be scamming. There was no scamming. I thought people were going to be kind of hostile towards me. People were not hostile.
Yeah.
What else did I think? I thought it would be more chaotic. I think the biggest misconception was the scamming.
Or it was the scamming.
Yes.
And then you never had like, oh, it's not safe.
No.
Really?
No, I never heard that Uganda was unsafe.
You did like a lot of research about Uganda, right?
Yeah. I never heard Uganda was unsafe, that it was dangerous. I think for Americans, the only place we think maybe is unsafe in Africa, and people who know about it, is South Africa. We think maybe that place is quite sketchy.
Okay.
But I feel like in general, what people may think about Uganda is like disease. Maybe there's going to be Ebola.
Exactly.
Maybe there's going to be AIDS.
Yeah.
Maybe there's going to be malaria.
Yeah.
We may think that if you're like maybe uninformed. But once you come to Africa, you realize most of the stuff we hear about African countries is not true, or they overhype it.
Like you guys always say that thing, like people are sick in Africa. Like you also hear about that?
Oh yes. In America,
so that was a misconception, right?
Yes, in America, that's what we believe, that like Africa is poor, that it's sick, that you know, it's just bad. Like people
there's
live in
too
huts.
much malaria.
Yes. So that's what we hear about Africa for the most part. And so those are some misconceptions. But by the time I got to Africa, I realized, okay, most of what we hear in the media is just lies.
Yeah, media really lies, guys.
Yes.
Me actually, I cannot even, when someone tells me, don't go to that place, I'm like, okay, why are you telling me not to go to that place?
Right.
If you're telling me not to go to that place, it's like as if you're telling me go to that place.
Exactly.
I literally, I just pack my bags and go and be like, okay, let me go and see it for myself.
Let me see,
Africans, we believe by seeing, you know that. Like, if I see something, that's when I can be like, okay, I think this guy was right. But before, I'm like, let me go and see what's there.
Let me go see.
Like, I don't know, but that's just me. I'm just inquisitive on what's going on.
No, that's how you have to be. That's because you travel.
Exactly.
And so now you know, and you've interacted with a lot of other people.
Yeah.
You know most of what you hear is not true.
Exactly.
Because in our video that we do, I'm going to ask you about the things you heard about Black Americans. But I've heard Africans tell me, oh, I thought you guys were like this, or you guys are all gay. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the things that Africans hear about us is false. The things that we hear about Africans is also false.
Exactly, and we are
So-
all African. I feel like we are all Africans. Me, I don't
Right.
even feel like there's a much difference between Black Americans and Africans. I feel like we are all black. Like
Right.
let
right.
us just consider the fact that we are all black.
Exactly.
That's it,
It's very
period.
minimal differences. It's just like another tribe is what it seems like.
Exactly,
You know?
yeah,
Small
exactly.
differences, but in general, most of the things are
What do you think
Yeah.
Black Americans can learn from us, and what can we learn from you? Yeah.
okay for sure. So I would say what I learned in particular from Ugandans
Yeah.
is, you can say patience,
Okay.
but also see, like, America is a like, I want what I want, give it to me now kind of place. But in Uganda, let's say, for example, I've had a lot of women tell me this. I may just like jump into a conversation straight away. Hey, da 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 da. But they will have like so many layers before. How are you doing? How is this? How is that? I hope you're good. They hope you. Me, I just want to go straight to the conversation.
Oh, okay, okay.
Meet me here.
Let's
this
give
place,
an
this time.
example.
Yes.
Like, let's say you're trying to greet me. How do you say, how are you, like?
Yes. Okay.
The way
so,
you do it in America.
So in America, I might just be like straight. Yo, Harriet. So what we doing today? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
But you guys like to be
Me,
hi.
I will be like,
Yes.
oh, hi, how are you?
Uh-huh.
You're good? Are you busy today? And then
Yes.
I go to that thing of, oh, do you think maybe you can do this? What are you doing today? I'm just making it
Yes.
like so hard to reach where I'm
Exactly.
supposed to reach. Like, that is the culture.
You guys will say please after everything.
Everything is please, please.
Auntie,
Thank you.
Auntie, please, can you do this for me? It's like you're giving her money. Why are you saying please? Like, buy the stuff. So let's say we're in a store. I'm going to say, yo, let me get that.
Yeah.
You guys will be like, Auntie, can you please pass me the chips from
Exactly,
behind
yeah.
me? Yeah.
And then
so,
for you, be like, I
yo,
want to
give me
grab
them
that.
chips.
Yeah.
That's how we might say it. And people will say, Eddie, you're so rude. You're so this. And so I've had to learn, okay, let me
Yeah.
calm down. Let me add a lot of different layers
Yeah.
before I get to what I really want.
Yeah.
You know, so we learned that. And then also I think
What do you think for us we can learn from Black Americans?
from Black Americans,
Yeah.
I think you guys can learn, like, okay, this is the thing about Ugandans.
Yeah.
You guys don't speak up for what you believe is right. Sometimes, like, let's say the Kenyans say, this Ruto person,
Very
I'm not
true,
rocking with
very
this.
true.
Protest in the streets, they're going crazy. In Uganda, you guys would be like, okay, what can I do?
If you want to protest, we leave you and you protest
Yes.
alone, and someone is going to work and people are literally protesting.
Ugandans are just like, well, what can I do or what can I say?
Yeah.
You guys will sometimes get scammed by a local, and you guys will not put up a fight. You guys will not put up a protest. You guys will not demand what it is yours.
So you feel like we should
Yes.
change on that. We should be more aggressive. That's the thing.
yes, if you
Yeah.
guys were more pronounced in what it is that you wanted, the country
Yeah.
would develop faster.
Exactly. Just
Yes.
like the Kenyans. I think that's
Just like
one
the
thing I love
Kenyans.
about the Kenyans. I'm glad that at least like you've learned like a lot of things from Uganda.
For sure.
The way we talk, the way you're supposed to maybe communicate with someone.
Yeah.
Go to the shop, how you're supposed to communicate with people and all that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. The formalities
Yeah.
of Uganda.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah. For someone who has always had this dream of coming to Africa, let me talk about Africa in general.
Right.
And then they want to come and maybe invest in Uganda or Kenya, anywhere in Africa. What would
Yeah.
you tell them coming from America and they're Black Americans?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll speak off of what I've seen
Yeah.
be successful.
Yeah.
So, in general, as a foreigner, investing in another place is not the easiest thing to do. For me personally, what I've seen work best is if a foreigner marries a local. I've seen Chinese people do this, I've seen black people do this. If you marry a local first,
Yeah.
and then from her connections, her family, and things like that, you invest, it works out better. In Egypt, even, there's one Black American woman I know. Shout out to Michelle the Mission. She has like an apartment and all that type of stuff. She does business there, but she's also married to a local.
Okay.
So I've only seen that be the best way to go about it. But if you wanted to come and maybe you're already married and you wanted to invest in a country in Africa,
Yeah.
I would say like Egypt is maybe the easiest place. Yeah, very organized, very straightforward. In 3.5 years, never paid a single bribe. I've never even heard of other people paying bribes. So Egypt is a solid place to invest, and a dollar goes very far there. You can get a lot with your money there. But in Uganda, I do plan on buying land here, putting a house here and all that type of stuff. But that's after I've married a local. Like, you gotta do it that way. You know? Yeah.
Exactly. I think after you've married a local, that is when you can
Yeah.
get
Just
I think you guys can
citizenship.
lease. can, when it comes to land, you can do the leasing, right?
So I can lease now,
Yeah.
just without by
yeah,
myself.
Yeah. But you
But if-
cannot own land.
Yeah, you can own it outright.
Yeah.
But if you have a local, you can put it in your wife's name, and she can own it outright.
Exactly, like
or-
your kids.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's what I've seen people do across cultures. Marry a local, and then through that person you invest.
So you would invest.
Yeah.
You would invest in Africa, right?
I would invest in Africa, like buy land, build a house, stuff like that. Starting a business, I've heard like once you start a business in Uganda, people start witchcrafting you to make your business go down, their business go up.
So that is another misconception that you had about Uganda.
I heard that
witchcraft.
one. Yes. But that's all of Africa. That's all of Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's some truth to that though. There's some truth to that one. So you got to be very careful. Very careful, even when dating.
Okay.
Very careful.
So
You know?
what you want to say? That
Yes.
when someone is dating someone, you can end up being jujued. Like,
Oh yes, yeah. You can end up being juju. So that's why you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. All these hookups, one night stands, I do not recommend it. Get to know somebody. you
Yeah.
know? Yes,
So any last message that people who are watching you right now, and after you give yourself a shout out.
for sure. So the last message, man, is hey, if you're in America thinking about coming to Uganda, I mean, check it out, man. Just
Yeah.
book a ticket, come check out Uganda.
Yeah.
Of course, you guys can see more of me on my YouTube channel, No Limit Eddie.
Yeah.
Just search it up, or Harriet will probably tag it or something like that in the
Yeah,
comments. So
yeah.
check me out, guys.
All right, guys. I think that was it for this video. If you want us to do another video with No Limits Eddie, drop it in the comment section.
Let us know.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you're watching me for the first time, my name is Harriet Anabo, and he's called No Limits Eddie. Kindly check him out on his YouTube channel. Of course, I'll leave the link in the description. We shall catch you in the next one. We love you all. Love is for free. Share the love. Bye-bye.
Peace.